you should know what is the risk. Like this story, what I'm telling you now is for the people who haven't had it. Like I know people that they had a jail time. I haven't been into jail. People have been through many jails in many countries. Like they're collecting jails like metro systems. But it's not this the point. The point is like this is part of the game, and this is the risk, and is also to make you think like, is this worth it? First of all, to explain you how much shit you can eat for something that you pay from your pocket to do for yourself, for your competitors, for the graffiti game, for whatever you call it. But you do it from your pocket with your time, with your risk, and you risk also the time of other people. You risk the health of other people, like you put them in stressful situation. Your parents, your partners, your friends, your kids. If your kids come to see you in behind bars, man, I mean, it's not the end of the world. This can happen to innocent people, but you're putting yourself into the fire for something that you should be aware at least what are the risks. You should take then the decision, because not to be the person who arrives to this situation and then regrets everything and cries and snitch. This is it. Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Kind Regrets podcast. This is episode 3, and I am Boris, your kind host. First, I would like to say thank you for everybody who is either coming for the first time to listen this broadcast, or the people who have already joined the community, who have listened to the first 2 episodes. All the links for the social medias of Kind Regrets and my personal social medias, plus the articles that I'm writing accompanying every episode, are in the description under the episode, regardless if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or you're watching on YouTube. I will kindly invite you again to join me. There is a specific Telegram group channel where I'm inviting everybody who wants to discuss only the episodes and the topics of the podcast. The third episode, for difference of the first and the second, will have a little bit different framing. And this will be because I would like to tell you a story, an experience, a story that happened recently to me right now, just before the holidays. And while the story was happening, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, I should tell to the guys this story. This is a nice content. Now when I wake up and when I'm thinking about things like, this will be a nice podcast. I'm having a conversation with friends. This is a nice podcast topic. Everything is a nice podcast topic right now. Like to the hammer, everything is a nail. What was the saying? Like, so if I would try to generalize the topic of today's episode, this would be not exclusively, but 2 things. This will be the risk and the consequences of doing graffiti. Again, this is my opinion, my experience, and again, I am framing it into illegal graffiti. Doing graffiti without permission. We're not speaking about muralism. We're not speaking about being paid to do graffiti or somebody requests you to do something. The story goes like this. End of December in Greece, where the whole country is into the vibe of Christmas and the end of the year, the Happy New Year celebration. Most of the people are already on holidays. Most of the people are not working. Administration, you can imagine, like the whole country is getting slowly in a full vacation mode. Not for the first time in my life, actually 2nd year in a row, I happen to have a great idea. I'm full of great ideas. To go out right before the holidays, because recently, and also because of the podcast, I haven't been painting a lot as I have painted before, or as much as I wanted to paint. So I had some things on my mind I wanted to do, and the podcast actually is taking a lot of energy and a lot of my creativity, and for good or bad. But at some point I had a moment of, okay, I need to go out, I need to paint. I have been looking for a spot. I was at home, I was working, and around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, already dark, like 4 o'clock is already dark. My girlfriend was not at home, so I decided to go and to open the building. The building, I have already checked it. I knew how it was. I knew, regardless if I want to paint tonight or another night, it doesn't matter. Like, I just needed to grant access inside. And this for me in my head was like, okay, I need 15 minutes. I'll be there. I'll return. So I left even without texting my girlfriend. Luckily, it's cold and I put the warm clothes with me. I will tell you later why. Because, okay, I drove to the place. I parked the car. Of course, I underestimated the situation. This is one of the mistakes that we do usually when things happen. But even if we don't really underestimate, things happen on a very stupid way. So I parked the car. I went to the door of the building. I checked the street, dark street, literally nobody, just one guy who was collecting garbage from who was like a bum who was taking garbage from the garbage. He passed by. I'm like, okay, it's chill, everything is cool. I took in my pocket a necessaire, like a wallet full of lockpick tools. And I go to the door. I knew the door has one lock and a normal lock under. So I look behind my shoulder, everything is cool, no problem. I go to the door and I unlock in 10 seconds. I unlock the lock, easy, open. I take the lock, I put it in my jacket. I start to play with the lockdown of the door. I put the rake, I change the tools, I move it like 45 degrees. It kind of clicked like to open. Something weird happened with the lock. I didn't understand. I couldn't open it. I pushed the door with my shoulder. Nothing happened. I was like, fuck, okay, maybe there is some metallic part on the behind. I don't know. Like, whatever was the situation with the lock, it didn't work out. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pick the lock. It's not working. I would try something else. I went back to the car. I go back to the car to take plastic, put between the door where, like, to use a plastic thing just to push a bit the door and to make it open in a different way. This thing as well doesn't work. And because I'm not clever enough and careful enough, also I didn't drop the tools and the lock instead of having them with me on my pocket, but I had the situation underestimated already. Nobody on the street, nothing happening. It was chill. I was like, okay, I should give it another try. I don't want to be a loser. I don't want to lose the opportunity. It's a good spot. Like, I came here, I'm doing it. Like, I have to do it. I have to execute. Wow. I continue for 1 or 2 minutes. I give another try. I change tools. I'm like, okay, this is not possible. I have to think about another solution. So I kind of give up on the situation. Like, I don't want to damage the door. I don't want to break in. I want to make it clean and everything to be professional, everything cool. I step away from the building, across the street. I just stand at the door and I look at it and I'm like, okay, I look above to see if there is a window from somewhere to enter the building, if there is some other way, maybe with the ladder, whatever there is. I find nothing. And the moment I am sitting, my arms are in the pockets like this to make myself warm. I just see behind the corner one bike, second bike approaching, and it's like, okay, you see more than one person on the bike. This is the Greek police, the quick respond police that they are on the bikes, Diaz, they're called. And I just lost my breath and my feet started to shake. I was just like, oh man, fuck. I just put my head down. Like, I was like, oh man, I am the most biggest idiot on the world right now. Because the situation is this: dead street, dead building, me in front of it, with the unlocked lock in my pocket and a bunch of lockpicks in my door. You know, everybody see on Instagram these videos now, you know, the reels like lockpicking, kicking doors and stuff, cutting with the flex, cutting with the angle grinder, you know, but this is the other part of the story that is there. Do you know this story when you are with the lockpicks in your pocket and the police comes and you are fucking Bulgarian? Oh man. I mean, the Bulgarian thing really adds to the point. And I didn't have even time to think. But the thoughts that passed through my head was, okay, I am dressed full in black like a ninja. I have tools for burglary in my pocket with the lock that I just picked in front of a building that is closed, and I'm from Bulgaria. And what the fuck I'm gonna say to the police right now? What I'm gonna explain them? Like, yeah, I was not about to steal. Yes, of course. I can tell you in 3 seconds the story escalated. They were police stop in front of me. Obviously, they were there for me. Who told them? Who called them? I have no idea. It could be security around. It could be the guy who was collecting garbage. I have no idea. It could be also a chance. Somebody tell me after that there was some kind of a bank around, which I didn't check and didn't verify after. But regardless this, the situation was they were there. I never understood if there was a signal. In any case, they were in front of me. They were like, what are you doing here? I was not far from a train station. I'm like, waiting for the train. I lost my words. This doesn't happen often. But the situation was really not funny. And I was just like, okay, this is moronic right now. What I'm gonna explain to the police? They were like, what do you have in your pockets? And I'm like, yeah, nothing. My wallet, my phone. They're like, yeah, show me. I put out one hand, I put out the wallet. The other hand, I put out the phone. And they're like, what else? They came and they touched here that I have something. And they're like, what is this? And I just breath. I exhaled like, I was like, yeah, okay, look, I have this, but I'm not a thief. They put me on next to the wall. The thing escalated super quick when they saw the tools. They put me the handcuffs behind my back. They put me next to the wall, and they start to check quickly the building with the lights to talk about that there is somebody else. To ask me if there is somebody else. One guy was screaming. He was like, "Who is with you? Who is with you?" Because I was just behind on the opposite side of the street. And I was looking like I'm checking. I was checking, but I was not checking for somebody else. But it looked like I'm just a checker. So the guy took my phone and he said, okay, open the phone now. We will see. We want to see your recent calls to know who is here, who you're communicating, who is inside. Like, there is nobody inside. It's only me. Never speak to police. In this situation, of course, I'm giving advice, but I don't follow the advice. But you just don't speak to the police. You just shut up and you say, yeah, okay. But I also wanted to go home, which is the biggest mistake we always do. And this is always working bad to you. But in any case, my fault. I spoke because I felt like, okay, fuck, this is going to a burglary and it's gonna be treated not as graffiti. Not that the graffiti are treated very easily now in Greece. But still, burglary is another thing. So, okay, the guy started to scream, open the phone. I refused. I say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to open my phone. Inside this, I have my crypto. I have my privacy stuff. I cannot do that. Sir, I respect you. I respect your job. But, sorry, he screamed again, open the phone. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not opening the phone. Open the phone 5, 6, 7 times. I was just expecting to be beaten up at this situation because I refused to do the phone. For a second time, police hold the phone into my face, trying to open it with a Face ID. I don't have a Face ID on my phone. Luckily, and this is something that people should be aware of when you have a thing with the police, that they use this technique to put the phone in front of your face and to open it. In any way, they will not be able to find anything in my phone, but I just don't want them to have hands on my phone, because once you open, you don't know where they go. And actually, in the phones, if your phone is not a burner and if it's not clean, you have a lot of things inside that they should not make fun of. I have seen them opening people's phones, having fun, going to any type of chats, any type of applications, and they're not respectful. You cannot expect them to be respectful. So I refused to open the phone. And at this moment, things was very escalated, very tense. It was a big tense. They were screaming me like, okay, where is the other guy? Where is the other guy? I was like, there is no other guy. I'm alone. Listen. So I had this thought in my head, which again was probably a mistake. It was a mistake. But I was like, okay, I will give them something in order to cool it down, which is a mistake. But still, okay, I was kind of desperate. I was like, oh fuck, I am fucked now. Like this is going to be. It was a work day, but it was like holidays approaching, and I just saw the whole thing happening. Like, okay, me being kept, going to the court, crazy situation, a routine. Anyway, I had this thought quickly, and I say, okay, listen. I had the keys of my car with me. They didn't even ask me. Usually they are really cautious and they check first thing the car. So I have the key unmarked, which brand is the car, so they cannot find it. But okay, if they search a little bit, if they make 1 + 2 3, 1 + 2 3, they will figure out where is the car. But they were not there. But I said, okay, listen, let's go to the car. My car is nearby. I will open the trunk and I want you to see inside. I have a lot of cans. Like the trunk is full of spray paint, cloth for painting, ladder inside, just in order for them, because I already told them I'm an artist, I'm a photographer, I'm urbex. I am not a thief, even though all the points were looking to the point that I am a fucking thief there. So we went to the car. They opened, they searched like aggressively. I'm like, guys, open the trunk, have a look. Okay, they opened, they saw all the paint, and I saw it arrives the car that is going to pick me. My taxi was there. The taxi arrived, 2 more normal cops, like old guys. They came, they looked on the back, they took me, they put me in the car, and they were like, oh, orthopedy, oh, the kid, he's in Greek. They're like, oh, the kid, he's just an artist, he wanted to paint. Okay, what the okay. So I started to have, this. When you go to the police station, you have this emotional elevator. Are you going to stay? Are you going to go? Because let me paint you the picture how it is in Greece and most of the places. But let's say here, if you paint graffiti on a public space, you will be kept by night. You will be brought to court tomorrow, the next day morning, hopefully. So you're spending the night in the police station. They were not going to release you. If you're painting private property, somebody else's property. I'm speaking about graffiti. You go to the police station, the police try to contact the owner and to ask the owner if he wants to press charges. The owner, if he press charges, it applies the same thing going to court tomorrow. You have to stay in the cell for overnight at least, and hopefully if the next day is a business day, you go to the court, luckily for you. If the owner doesn't press charges, you might be released. So the thing is, when you're going to the police station, you have this up and down, this emotional elevator about, okay, I'm going in, I'm going out, I don't know what is going to happen really. So I had, okay, when the police took me and they were like, yeah, the guy, he's a good boy, he's not a thief, he's a painter, he didn't paint, he didn't break nothing. So they were the good guys, not playing the cool cops. But anyway, I'm arriving at the police station and classic routine, enter the police station, you sit in a chair, they check you, like they put me a bit extra routine, they put me naked to see if I have something else. I was being interviewed. They wrote some stuff, they put me to wait, it takes hours, like my phone is already off, and I was like, oh man, the worst thing on my mind was, okay, my girlfriend doesn't know where the fuck I am, she can for sure imagine and guess, and I was like, okay, maybe she will see I have taken this bag and this, but okay, I didn't send a message, and I was like, okay, 15 minutes, I'll be back and forth, there will be no problem. But I was like, okay, time is passing. And of course, what a person will think is the worst thing. He's not going to think about, he must be out cheating. He's like, not that autistic retard that he goes to paint graffiti. What thinks the mom or the woman the first thing? I'm like, okay, fuck. Now I'm putting stress on myself and already putting the stress on the person that I am with. Okay, the emotional elevator was not going into the good point because at some point I was like, okay, what is happening? I understood that they are going to put me down in the cell, which means in the police station, for those who doesn't know, most of the police stations, they have cells where they hold you overnight. This is not a jail. This is, or maybe in English, this is jail. Prison is the long-term place where they put you. The thing in police station is a very dirty, small place that you're locked in. And usually the conditions are disgusting everywhere in the world, even in the civilized world, but they're made to break you down psychologically and physically, to speak, to open up, to snitch, and to destroy your spirit before you go to the court. It has no comfort and it has no, these places has no Geneva Convention conditions. It doesn't have nothing. Like if you have a filthy mattress in the room, it's lucky you know. So I will paint you the picture a bit further on this, but okay, I understand. They're putting me down and okay, my spirit was like, okay, fuck. I had the interrogation just before that again. They wanted me to speak and the police officer have written some stuff in Greek. And he have written more or less the story correct. You know, they didn't try to trick me or to put stuff that they were not there or things that I haven't said. But I didn't want to sign. I didn't want to make statement because it's not in my mother language. It's not in a language that I understand or I say that I understand. And generally, at this very point, it's very important that you don't make a statement. Like, we don't do statement. We are not speaking here about snitching. You know, snitching is beyond, and we can speak about this another time. Here, speaking about snitching yourself. Here is about speaking. You're trying to be nice with the police. You're not being nice with the police. The police is not nice with you. They don't have interest to help you. They're not on your side. They're against you. They're laughing behind your back or in your face, and they just want to do the paperwork as fast as possible so they don't have to come themselves to the court. They don't have to go another time or to make more paperwork. So they want to close the case with a confession from your side. So they want to fuck you up. They don't have your interest. They don't want to wait for a lawyer. They don't want to wait for a doctor. They want to take your statement that hurts you. So in the police station, the rule of the rules is to say no comment. Most of the countries, you have the right to say no comment, and you can be polite. You don't have to be an idiot and to speak rude to the police because they can use force against you. They can use weapons against you. They can make your life very, very miserable. So you're being clever and respectful, and you say, I'm sorry, but I would keep my words for the court. I will defend myself in front of the court, and I would like to have a lawyer. And you always get a lawyer. You don't save the 300, 500, 800 euro. You always get a lawyer because it's the most essential thing and the only way out, actually, to save your ass from situations like this. This is not financial or legal advice. It's just what I have learned. I'm not telling you how to do. I am telling you what I say to myself, what I have learned from my experience. This is really important thing. This is really important point of this conversation. If you are already that further of listening this story, this is the most essential thing that I would like me to learn in the future, because this thing has happened to me many times. This is not my first time. I think people who doesn't know, I've been also to jail, like literally jail for graffiti or for the grifters. Another time we will deeply dive into this story, but this is another story. But this thing happens again and again, and the patterns are the same, and the way police treated you is always the same. Their intentions are always the same, and they are not your friend. They're not cool. And even if there is somebody who is a bit funny, cocky, or playing the cool cop, he is not. They want to fuck you up. They don't respect you. They speak to you and they see you as an animal. They are the most profane and the most disgusting people existing. They have chosen their jobs. They're choosing their jobs by themselves. You know, when we say, I'm just doing my job, as I'm doing, you know, I had a canvas, I had a graffiti, I'm painting, I'm just doing my job. This is a sarcastic thing. Like, I'm playing sarcastic to paint on the street, and somebody tell me, hey, why are you painting? And I'm saying, I'm just doing my job. For him to shut up, I'm painting. It's official. It's with authority. But when people use the excuse to say, I'm just doing my job, and they're doing something against the freedom of other people, this is disgusting. This is beyond everything that we can accept and we should accept. So this is not an excuse. And again, I'm telling you, the one thing I want me to understand, I'm speaking to myself, I'm not giving legal advice, is they are against us, they don't have our interest, and they are not there to help us. They're there to make our life miserable. And I'm telling you again, I'm speaking this from multiple occasions, personal, and also from friends of mine. I have heard stories, but I have been multiple times in multiple countries in police stations, and the story is always the same. After this attempt to get a confession, which I already did. Actually, I didn't hold myself in this situation because I was. This is not something that excuse. I did a mistake for even opening my mouth, for showing my car, for snitching myself. But I thought, okay, I might get away with it because I didn't broke anything. And if they see this is graffiti, they will abandon, because multiple times here in Greece, the police abandon. Like if things are not hardcore, and this is why we should learn from my mistake. That's why I'm telling you the whole story. Because, spoiler alert, if I open my mouth or I didn't open my mouth, at the end the result will be the same. Meaning that I self-snitched myself, and with the idea that I will probably save my ass, but I didn't. I actually ate everything, and the result is the same. I was about to be put down in the cell. What do you expect in the cell? I have been in a cell in Greece multiple times in very disgusting situations. Basically, I will not speak basically. Actually, I will tell you literally what I saw. I went down. I entered the last police office. Dirty police office, it's like the people who work in the police stations, they are also prisoners. They work in these shitty, smelly places, smelling cigarettes, with the crazy people being back and forth, being screamed to. And, I really don't understand who will put himself into this type of job. And then again, I'm returning, like, they literally choose and they like to be there and they like to do this job, to say the stupid jokes and to treat people like animals. They love it. They enjoy it. Nobody is forcing it on them. And they're doing it for joke money. It's crazy. I went to the last office and I asked for my phone. There was my personal belongings. They kept the phone, the wallet, the keys. I had only my clothes on me. They asked me if I have money. I didn't have any money, no cash on me. So I was about to be put in the cell. I asked for my phone call, the right of one phone call. They gave me the phone. So I was able at around midnight to send a message to my girlfriend to tell her, bring a lawyer. Tomorrow I'm going to court. Sorry for not texting. I switched off the phone. I left the phone. I couldn't have it with me in this particular police station. You don't have your phone with you. So I'm going. Luckily, I was with the shoes that they had the boa thing, so I didn't have to give up my shoes. I didn't have a belt. So, okay, I was lucky, and I said before, the most good thing actually, and what I realized later on, was that I was dressed well. Like, I put a mid-layer, I was with a Gore-Tex jacket, I was with the mountain shoes. Like, I was dressed for mountain, basically. The place where they put me first, they put me in an empty cell with the bars, with a big metallic door, full smelly, disgusting, camera inside, 2 broken chairs, and a dirty blanket on above one chair, an open window that is behind another set of bars that you cannot even reach. So open window, winter, camera, cell alone, smelly, dirty. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a very unpleasant night. I am talking about degrees, probably around 5-4, unpleasant, plus wind and smell. So I'm like, okay, if I spend the night here, it's gonna be difficult. I saw the blanket, at this point, you have only one thing, and that is to find a way to sleep. In order to pass the time, this is how I pass the time into the cell, because time doesn't run at all. You're just screaming, you're just hear noises, shouting, coming people, new arrestees, people going in, going out. It's like it's really something really intense situation. It's not easy to sleep, but okay, I'm like, okay, put myself to sleep, hopefully. But this was not the situation to sleep. I was like, okay, fuck, if I have to spend the night in this fucking cell, man, is gonna be long and painful. No water, no cigarettes, nothing. I didn't have anything. And when I'm inside the police station, I don't like to ask. In this situation, like what you do, what people do is like you have to call, officer, can I have water? Can I have a cigarette? Can they said, then basically they treat you like an animal, and me, I have my dignity and I don't want to ask them for anything. So I'm like, okay. I was thinking about this intermediate fasting. Maybe now it's a good time to take it and to do it, to try it. The worst thing to do is like to start smoking in the cell, because it's like just binging cigarette like crazy. So time started to pass, and at some point they came and they take me out of the cell. I was without the handcuffs. Just across the cell, I saw a person. I saw actually people inside. There was another room. The room I was around 25 square meters, maybe 20 square meters. Imagine a small living room. The room I'm entering, cell, excuse me, we cannot call it a room. Big metal doors. I enter inside, a hallway, long 5 meters, something blocked with a dirty sheet. Left side, full bars, blocked with sheets and blankets and things from the prisoners. On the right side, another room. So basically, the cell of, let's say, 30 square meters is separated in two. Camera above. I see a phone with a card. I see people. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, a guy welcomed me. A very, very cool guy, Alex. Alex was, he said he's Greek. He was speaking Romanian. He was speaking Albanian. He was the president of the cell in a cool way. The vibe in the cell was cool. Like there was no aggression. Like people were chilling. There were some Pakistani people, some Romanian, some Albanian. We were all shit face. Like, you know, when you enter in the police station or in the jail, you have the shit faces. And you can tell, okay, you're in jail, like these criminal looking people. I'm like, okay, here we go again. I enter inside. Alex welcomes me, says, have a seat here. He gave me a blanket. So the situation is this. This cell was not as cold as the previous one. It was separated. It had beds. Actually, it has like a concrete built benches. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 beds. One was without mattress. The mattress is disgusting. Everything is disgusting. The walls are covered in black burn from cigarettes, from lighters, in graffiti, like a ghetto graffiti, scratched with the coins, boogers, like everything you can imagine. Everything is dirty. There is some blankets on the beds. Like people were obviously staying there for a long time, coming to understand later on that the people were spending months in this situation. You know, this is a cell that you should stay 24, 48, maximum 72 hours by law, by human rights, by Geneva Convention, you name it. But people in Greece, for no papers, they stay in these fucking cells for months. It's crazy. You know, at this point, I'm again the privileged little boy entering, and they're like, why are you here? Graffiti, and they don't believe, like, graffiti? What did you do? I'm like, yeah, graffiti, but they put me burglary because I tried to lockpick the door in order to go to paint up, blah, blah, blah. So I started to get around to know the people, to chill, to think, you know, and at this point, this is the time when you start thinking and realizing, you know, it's in the beginning is the adrenaline, the emotional elevator. Am I going free? Am I not going free? You know, this time when the door of the jail locks behind you, you enter. And I had no water. I had nothing with me. I had my clothes. I was just like, I saw the situation. The temperature was not bad. It was bearable. I had a good clothes, and there was not enough bed for me. There was not a bed. I had like half a bench, and Alex gave me. He offered me a towel. He offered me food. They had some apples. They had some food from the day that they gave them, the daily food. Twice per day, you get food from the jail. A proper meal, yeah, if you can call it a proper meal. he offered me food, he offered me water, you know, like he was very friendly guy. We spoke, we started, you know, to get around, and I was like, oh, okay, now this time he's like, okay. It was past midnight. The situation in the cell was kind of a chill. People were in the beds, ready to sleep. Some smoking, some speaking. But okay, of course, all the time somebody smoking. It's like this smoke constantly inside that you. If you're not a smoker, even if me as a, how you say, like not a like a social smoker that I am, it's disgusting. It's like it's killing you. It's killing you. And the first night, I just stayed, I laid on the bed, everybody started to sleep. I was about to start to sleep, and I was like, okay, here we go again. Tomorrow, what is the program? What is happening in Greece in this situation? In the morning, it's not really the morning, but let's say at 10, 11, they come to pick you up, like the police taxi, two guys or whatever, how many guys they come to take you with the handcuffs. And they put you to a police station, a bit more bigger central police station, where they take digital prints and 3D photo, or how to say, biometric photo of yourself. Then, with the handcuffs, you go to the court. This is happening like classmates. You are usually with another one person, and you're not with the handcuffs by yourself, but you are with the handcuffs with another person. So one hand and one hand, you go like hand by hand together, in the car, on the street, in the police stations. Okay, first police station, from the police station, we go to the central place where they take this digital information. Okay, there we meet new characters. I didn't say much about the characters in the first cell, but I will tell you after. We will start with the first characters that I meet in the police station for the fingerprints. There is a young guy who, as far as I understood, he had some kind of a problem between his neighbor and his mom. Something happened and he went to interfere and to save his mom and maybe push a guy from the neighbor. Police came, they took him. You can see him. Good standing, not a junkie, well-spoken. We cannot say well-dressed, but he had proper clothes, body language. You can see, okay, it's not a toxicoman, it's not somebody who abused drugs or alcoholic or anybody that you would say. It's like one of those people that you see in these places that is like, okay, he fucked up something, but he's not a frequent person. Because we have also the junkies and the frequent person. And okay, there was a little boy there who was 17 years old and who didn't throw 2 grams of hashish of weed on the floor, and he didn't do this, and then he knew all the gangsters in the neighborhood, and he was like, you know, the person, of course, nobody did nothing in police station. They're like, they say that I did this, but I didn't did this. He's like, all these innocent people. So this 17 years old boy that was innocent, for somebody else that throw the marijuana, and then the best thing was like when his phone and the other guy was talking to him, and he was like, hey, you should be more careful, should be more like this. Yeah, you're a bit aggressive, because he said, yeah, when I go out, I will return, and the guy who snitched me, the security of the school, actually, where he happened to smoke weed, or allegedly they say he smoked weed, I'm gonna fuck him up. And everybody was like, hey, you should calm down, don't worry, this is his job, he's protecting the kids, you know, it's like, it's not good. At some point, the phone is ringing. The boy's picking up the phone, and it's his friend. He had his phone with him. The boy pick up the phone, and he's like, hey, what's up? How are you? We should be play PlayStation later. The guy on the phone is calling him. He's saying, yeah, I should come with a PlayStation to play. He's like, yeah, we should play. Yeah, I will bring to play the green game. At this point, I look the guy that we came with, my Albanian friend. I look at my Albanian friend, and I'm like, okay, man, this is just impossible. There was a girl with a weird body language, like a bit junky situation, I would say. I don't want to really throw a label, but it was okay, a bit. So she was there for allegedly somebody put drugs in the bags that she had to bring to jail to her brother. Who else, man? Wow, crazy. Anyway, everybody innocent. Everybody is like, yeah, okay, wow. It's starting already. You know, the exchanges go early in the morning. Everybody goes to the court. I'm going to the court after this little side quest of collecting the fingerprints. You go to the court. and you start the waiting there. So how this goes? Like it's already, you have started probably at 10, you are already there around 2 o'clock, and you need to see a prosecutor. First, you meet the prosecutor in the office, and the prosecutor in the office, apparently, because the police. This is another side story that is funny. We're going down the stairs. The police that come to pick me up, like the drivers, that they're the transfer and to hold us until the court if we are released or something. We go down the stairs, and the guy is like, "What is your name?" I'm like, "I am Boris." He's like, "Boris, Boris one up," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you will destroy all the Europe." I'm like, I felt basically I would be intimidated, and if a police recognize me in the police station. This I think is happening. It's not the first time that this is happening, but I would feel intimidated because I would be like, "Oh fuck! Now I cannot say I didn't paint and this and this." The guy, he would just open the Instagram and he will show to everybody what I'm doing. But in this situation that I was there accused of burglary, I'm like, okay, actually not bad that he will show to the people who open the Instagram, and he will be like, okay, they will see that actually I'm a artist, that I'm not a burglar. The story goes after this when we went to the court, he was showing already to the people and he was explaining, and my lawyer arrives. I'm waiting for the prosecutor. My lawyer arrives on emergency, like for sure the person, he's a busy person, he's very professional, he's a very good lawyer. And he comes for me to save my ass again. He comes to me and he's not happy at all to see me again in court, because he's like, why? What did we say? What did you do? We were so good, everything. Like, how is possible before the holidays? How? Why? You know, my girlfriend also arrives. She's also pissed, but also worried. And my lawyer gave me why do you speak to the police? Why do you explain? Like, how many do I have to explain you how many times we have spoken? I was like, man. And he was very pissed because also they put me for thief. Like he was like, man, this is not graffiti accusations. This is 5 days of jail. No, 10 days of jail until 5 years. It's like a criminal charge. Like he's a criminal lawyer. He knows well what is happening. He's like, this is not a joke, like what they put you. Of course, we're gonna beat them up, but it's not a joke. And I'm like, okay, coming to understanding, because it was different court. I go there, I wait for the prosecutor. The prosecutor is calling me, and we went there in the office with my lawyer. And the lawyer speaks. I don't speak Greek in front of the court, like only with the translator. And he's talking, he's saying, yeah, this and this. He's the prosecutor, more or less in a positive way. She checked the paper. She's like, oh, this is not his first time. The lawyer answered, yeah, it's not his first time, but everything, he's not guilty and everything is for graffiti. And this is, he's a good person. He works, he has a company. He's an artist. He's a photographer, blah, 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 all this. He's legally living, everything, the good citizen personalities there put on the table. The prosecutor say, yeah, okay, you go to court. Like, this is basically, the prosecutor either could probably, I don't even know if you can let me go or not, but she say, okay, you go to court and you speak with the judge. On the judge, there is in the court, like literally go to the courtroom, then you wait. So we go down. After waiting these hours, more hours passes, and like usually until 5, 6, depending how many cases they are, they take one by one. It's like this fast court prosecution. You have 3 person in front of you in the room. It's like a classic room, with the court on the top. It's not like an office. It's more like really like a public. Like there is the police. You are with the handcuffs, more or less like the movies as you can imagine it, but not American style with the 12 witnesses and things. So you have the prosecutor, you have the judge, and you have the gref, the person who writes the statement. Of course, all these courts that they pass in front of you, it's all crazy stories that you can listen. Home violence, theft, any type of thing. Like not really big criminality, murder and stuff, but it can also happen. So you wait and you watch a show. a shit show in front of you, and you see people lying, you see people screaming to each other like a cows. It's really not giving you the good vibes. It's not, and also is the good chance to see if your prosecutor and the judge are aggressive and listening, or they're tired and they want to leave and they just cut the heads of everybody. And in this particular situation, it was this, like the prosecutor and the judge, they were very bad. So it came my turn. The lawyer made the opening statement. He gave his best. He did a very good statement, but I just saw the prosecutor. They were speaking like this to each other, like shushu mushu, shushu mushu. No. Okay, a bit hardcore, but we said, like, even the lawyer, we said that I will be released on this day, and it's okay. We will have to deal with it later on, and probably another court. We will ask for 3 days in order to prepare the case, to contact the owner, to fix the situation without many details. But we wanted, like in Greece, you have the right to have 3 days extension, or 3 days, 3 days more to have the court to prepare yourself, because I'm just coming from the cell. I've just been arrested. My lawyer didn't have access to the documents he need to prepare. Logical, but unlogical, or the big sword was the fact that actually the judge judged to put me back in jail, and we requested to have the court on Friday in 3 days. And I was like, oh, fuck, man. Like, it was really unbelievable, the situation that they decided to put me back to the room there, to the cell. It was hardcore, but it was on the table. It's not like it was nobody expected it. It's just really harsh. And it was like, oh, man, fuck. Okay, now everybody disappointed. My girlfriend, me, the lawyer took it also personally, and he was like really like, oh, fuck. I'm like, okay, don't worry. At some point he returned. I was like writing the papers. I had to do some paperwork there. I was like also devastated, like, yeah, but okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, everything good for bad, take it. Yeah, it's okay. Time, patience, learn your lesson, blah, 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 philosophy and positivity as much as possible. He returns, he's like, yeah, okay, I fix it for Thursday, so I'm not going to be 3 nights there, I'm going to be 2 nights there, so the night that I'm returning now again, and plus 1 more night, and on the next day I will have a court and usually be free, hopefully, inshallah, you never know. But okay, not really time for stuff, like, my girlfriend gave me cigarettes, I was like, yeah, okay, give me now, now I think I can go smoke. And I went back. They took me the police. They were even the police guys, they were also like, oh man, fuck, sorry, you ate the shit, you ate the wood, they say in Greece. Sorry, yeah, sorry, not sorry, I have to return, it's okay. It is what it is. This is the part where we say, this podcast and this topic these are the consequences. And this is the risk that we take, what we do. Because many people don't know what is on the table. And the more it's on the table that is unknown like this, if you don't know that this is on the table, most of the people crack. I will probably do it in another podcast to speak about snitching and snitches and different situations that happen in the police station. But friends of mine, they have spoken with the police in front of me. They speak to the police. They try to make the friends. They think that they will speak and say the sorry and a story, and they will let them go. And the charges are big, man. When the charges are charges, you cannot. You can just beat them in court. And this is where you should focus. And that's why you should shut up your mouth. But people speak and they crack and they cry. And I had a crewmate who was crying almost in a police station. It's like it goes far beyond to the stuff. You have to know what you're facing, and you have to have your fucking balls, and you have to have your mouth shut, and you need to know what is the risk. This is it. There was this article, I think, from Utah Eater back in the days, and it was like, man, if you're not ready to wait 48 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, if you're not ready to pay the price and to shut up your mouth, not to snitch, change the sport, man. Don't do this. Don't do any crime. Don't do graffiti. Don't do something like this. Play it cool, play it safe, but don't do this to yourself. When I go there, I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm there. I'm not happy being there. it's not just to be there. It's not just to be there for graffiti, but I can also understand, the logical part that I am there with the fucking lockpicks, and the lockpick is a tool that can be also for hobby and whatever I can say as an excuse. But the fact is, this is a burglary, and burglary is a serious thing. Nobody likes to get burglared. And more important situation is that you should know what is the risk. Like this story, what I'm telling you now is for the people who haven't had it. Like I know people that they had a jail time. I haven't been into jail. People have been through many jails in many countries. Like they're collecting jails like metro systems. But it's not this the point. The point is like this is part of the game, and this is the risk, and is also to make you think like, is this worth it? This makes me think, is this worth it? And this is the point of this topic, First of all, to explain you how much shit you can eat for something that you pay from your pocket to do, of course, for your egomania, for yourself, for your competitors, for the graffiti game, for whatever you call it. But you do it from your pocket with your time, with your risk, and you risk also the time of other people. You risk the health of other people, like you put them in stressful situation, your parents, your partners, your friends, your kids. If your kids come to see you in behind bars, man, I mean, it's not the end of the world. This can happen to innocent people, but you're putting yourself into the fire for something that you should be aware at least what are the risks. You should take then the decision, because not to be the person who arrives to this situation and then regrets everything and cries and snitch. This is it, and it's a price to pay. And as I was speaking with a friend of mine, these things, they happened when we don't least expect. When you go to do a metro mission, when you do a rappelling, when you do a big mission, you're preparing, you're checking, you're thinking, you have your back, somebody's checking, you have you minimize the risk. But this little tag that when you drink 5 beers in the bar and you go and you do little tag and you down the camera, you get arrested, or what I did, like this was kind of a not really retarded situation, but for sure I could do it better, for sure. But most of the times it's the most ridiculous thing. Like when the guard is low and you're not thinking and you just overestimate the situation, and this is the moment they got you, It's like, of course they can got you in your house, they have built a case and they just come and they pick you up. It's like not in action. It can happen but experience tells me and other people who tells me is like, okay, we are fucked. We get fucked when when we at least expect. And the story continues. I will continue this, probably go a bit longer, but whoever wants to listen the story, I want to paint you the picture first, to tell you the story, for those who like to hear a story, actually. If you like to hear the story, the moral I will explain you after, or you can do your moral by yourself. Like now I did a side moral. At this point, I was disappointed and I was kind of angry, but I hold myself and I'm like, okay, now the only thing I can do is like, it's not my first time. I know I have been months. I need to be ready with patience, and I need to be ready for everything. It's not, the conditions are horrible, really horrible. I'm making fun, I'm laughing, I'm having a memory, but I'm not having depression and things. But it's not something like for people who haven't been there, and I'll tell you why. I returned to the cell. I'm like, okay, one more day. This time we were 11 or 12 people the night when after I returned. We returned like 7, 8. I had some food. I was like, okay, yeah, now it's playing the waiting time. I know, at least I know what is the time when I'm gonna go out or the next court. So I have to keep it cool. I have to wait. I have to pass the time. But the thoughts are coming, and you have these thoughts, and I have these thoughts, and I'm like, okay, I was thinking about you guys. I should do a podcast about it. I'm like, oh man, I should not do a podcast. This is embarrassing. And this is the thing. Like, I felt embarrassed. For another time, I'm at a certain age doing something and speaking about something and recording a podcast about something that worth so much to me and cost so much, and I'm still doing it. And why I am still doing this? I wrote this on a train 20 years ago, 15 years ago in Belgium. And then when I wrote it, I was some part of my life that I was a bit down, and I was not that sarcastic, but I was still, how you say, critical to myself. And I said, hey, why I am still doing this? And this will be probably the name of this episode. Why I'm still doing this? And I should paint a canvas. And my next canvas should be why I'm still doing this, because this is the biggest question here. Like, when you do it and everything is successful and it's cool and you succeed what you want, you don't understand the consequences. You don't understand really the risk. You don't understand, actually, okay, the risk, I understand it. You have to be a bit mentally retarded, but you understand the consequences when the thing happens, when they catch you, when you put trouble on yourself and on other people, when you lose your freedom. And this is the thing, like, freedom. Why freedom is not defined by safety is the slogan of the grifters. It's this, literally this, all of this. This is the essential. This is the essential of everything. Like, losing the freedom, when you lose it, you appreciate it the more. You know, when you are like, okay, in the cell, and when I look through the bars and I couldn't see barely the sky. And I have only smoking, and I don't have place to sleep, and I don't have a toilet to go. Like, I'm holding not to go to the toilet. I'm like, okay, now that I have to continue for a few more days, you have to go to the toilet. But the first night I was like, yeah, I'm going to the toilet in my house. You know, I'll eat at home. I will not eat this shitty food. I will not smoke. I will not drink anything. But okay, after 48 hours, after return from the court, I already passed almost 24 hours without food, without water, without nothing. So when I returned, Alex again, he was still there, and he gave me food. I ate 2 portions. I was like, yeah, okay, I will not do the fasting right now. I need food, I need energy, and I don't want to fuck up. Like, I need energy to be conscious and to my brain to function and body to function for whatever is about to happen. Freedom. When you lose the freedom, you know, like, I will not give a definition of freedom. I can't. I can try and I can tell you, yes, graffiti is freedom, but also we are very regulated, or I'm self-regulated, like nobody can regulate you, but you regulate yourself because you heard something, or I don't know. But freedom, when you lose it, you're like, okay, fuck, it was so nice to be able to go out whenever I want. It's so nice to go to toilet whenever I want. It's so nice to drink water whenever I want. It's so not nice to have to ask a police officer for water, for a lighter, because lighter was not allowed in the cell, for food, for a phone call. You can't get your phone inside. When if you want to have a phone call, you have to ask for the phone call from the police. They bring it, and outside you put yourself. They watch what you. He's like, oh man, hey, fuck you, man. I don't want to ask for water. I don't want to ask you for anything. I have my dignity, and fuck it. But this moment you realize, when you lose the freedom, what is the price of this freedom, and what you have lost. Then you have the definition, and you can say, oh fuck, it was nice to do what I want whenever I want and I take it for granted. And does it worth? It's a question that you can ask me when you meet me, or I'm not gonna answer this question. Does it worth? I don't know the answer, because when I'm inside and when I'm thinking about it, I am not regretting, but I had the thoughts, and I'm having the thoughts now with this podcast, and digging more and more, and talking and discussing with my partner and with my friends. Actually, really starting discussing on this podcast, I start to think more about the whole thing, and it's like, hey man, what I'm doing, man? It's a little kind regrets, you know. It's like, is this regrets? Is it kind? Is it, what is happening? Like, I start to the more I go in, the more I'm like getting like, yeah, why? And at certain age that I am, you know, I still am probably 14. But man, this cannot continue like this, and definitely cannot continue. You know, the other day I saw some YouTube video about Banksy versus Mr. Robo, kind of a documentary or podcast, or somebody did a special. But the long story short, apparently Robo has passed away, and he have stopped, and he have said that he have stopped eternal memory to the person. But he have said, and you can hear it not only from Robo, you know, it's like, you can't continue this life and this hobby forever. you can do it in a certain levels, but you cannot be a heavy hitter. You can't be. I mean, there is people who are doing it. There are people who continue to do it. But I mean, if you want to be in jail after jail after jail after arrestation after penalty after court, it's like, yeah, man. Okay, maybe it's time to retire. At some point, you start to realize, okay, does it really worth? Does it worth for me to be in a fucking cell when I, in the same time, you have built a reputation, people love you, people appreciate your art, they buy your art, they want to see your art, and in the same time I'm in jail, and it's like, okay, this topic is endless, and there was the documentary about the painters and the vandals, and it's like, okay, John Wan is given the ultimate prize in France because of his artistic contribution for France. And he's like, yeah, when they give him the medal or the Legion of Honor, they say, yeah, when you were running from the Metro police in New York back in the day. So they're laughing about it, but this is it. Like, okay, this parkour, this whole career from illegal to becoming legal and accepted, and it's... Where is the good? Where is the bad? It's like, okay, what is it? Should you abandon everything and go completely for the legal? I cannot answer you. Choose your way. Some people skip the illegal part, so they go to the legal and to the commercial part immediately. Some do it in a balance, some transition. But the more time is passing, and the more I'm getting into age and to experience and to think and to probably mature finally. Look at this white hair. The more we realize, who is we? Me. I realize that there is something that I should consider. And when I was in the cell, I had these thoughts, and it's not the first time I'm having these thoughts. Because after I go out, regardless what is going to happen, first of all, I'm losing money. I'm paying another lawyer, like another lawyer fee again. It's like, okay, instead of doing holidays or buying something for my girlfriend, I have to pay a lawyer because I want to practice my hobby. I have to take the embarrassment because I'm embarrassed. I'm at this age. Like, if I have to say to my parents, yeah, again, I went to the police station. This time for a burglary. It's not only graffiti. Now I'm a robber also on my file. Go explain this and be the parent that will accept this and will say, yeah, my son, he's amazing. I'm so proud. He's a burglar. He's a thief. He write his name very high. It's amazing. I cannot be most proud parent. Yeah, so I start to feel embarrassed about it. And this is the moment when you realize that something is wrong. We can lie. I can lie to myself and say, yeah, graffiti is my expression of freedom. It's beautiful. It's my hobby. It's what gave me a social circle, what made me, blah, 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 like all these excuses and all this positivity that we can put. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, okay, something is not really right. So I came back in the cell. I started actually to get to know the guys a bit more, to communicate because time is passing. Okay, I would like to think, but I would like also the time to pass. My girlfriend visited me. She brought me a book. She brought me other clothes. Luckily, she brought me the other clothes. Not that I needed the clothes. I was already dirty and stinky, from not changing the clothes and sleeping with the clothes and the jacket. But luckily, I had the proper ones. But she brought me a bag with the clothes that I use for a pillow, which was very, very helpful. Because the second night, we were 12 or 13 people with 7 beds. And there was not enough space for everybody. So I shared the place with another guy. Half of a bench. So you see this table here, a little bit more of a space I had where I was sleeping, like an embryo. The other guy also like an embryo. I gave priority to the people, of course, that were before, or you give priority anyway. They were already there. They have the bed was already taken. Like, this is my spot. This is my spot. You can fight for your spot, but I am not inside to cause trouble. There was new faces in the cell. It came one elder person, age of my father, probably 56, 52, I don't know, 50 to 60 years old. He really looked like he doesn't belong there. The person, apparently something has happened he's like chief or manager of a construction company, and somebody fell from the scaffolding, hurt very bad, broken bones, ribs, back. So the person was brought. He was to have a court tomorrow. Of course, he has the responsibility, but he went to the hospital. He paid money. He have helped this person. Like he was a good person. He was really he was not the person who you put in jail. And in this situation, you say again, okay, why this person? He works, he pays his taxes, he didn't do anything wrong. Of course, he is responsible if something happened. But he say there was all the security, there was all the prevention, everything was like they have insurance for the workers, so everything on paperwork, and it was done like this. What he say. Of course, people say everything in a police station and in jail. You cannot trust nobody, but when you see the eyes in the face of the person, you can understand. The person was so afraid, and then he was asking me, yeah, okay, tomorrow when they put me to court, I will have the handcuffs. And I'm like, yeah, you have the handcuffs. And he was so embarrassed. He's like, what I am, a criminal? They took me out, my shoelaces, my this. And he's like, he was so afraid. Alex, the other guy who welcomed me, he gave him his bed. Like, we didn't have beds enough, but the guy had a problem in the back. He was old. He was like our father, really, like my father. And he gave him the bed. The person slept. In the morning, he woke up. Everything was cool. But this person was like, he was seeing everything that was happening. The smokers inside. There was another guy came crazy a bit later. Some wife beater, or allegedly a wife beater, who was not a wife beater, but he was smashing the cell for hours and screaming and shouting and screaming alone in the cell. And then he was like, yeah, no, I didn't do nothing. I'm like, man, we spoke a lot. Apparently he didn't do nothing. Apparently he's going to the police station every second week because he's allegedly doing something that he's not doing. And I told him, like, man, if you doesn't give the impression, and you need to calm down in front of the judge, in front of you're not giving the attitude of the person who is the opposite of what you're accused of. Doesn't match. It's not clever strategy. You should be more clever. The person was very excited. He was speaking all the time, smoking, like, okay, it was one of these people that you get in the cell and you don't really want. When you have the calm people that they're sleeping, maybe they will speak, maybe they will smoke, light a cigarette, but they're respectful. And generally, the vibe in the police station and in jail, generally, from my experience, is it's cool in the way that we're all fucked by the system and we respect each other and nobody's really an asshole, or it's not like in the movie you have to chill with the Latinos and they take you under their wing. It's like this as well in America and in some prisons, but I'm speaking about my experience. So this was not the case. There was people for documents, for papers, like immigrants who were spending months, and they were to stay 6 months more, then to be deported, then 5,000 euro penalty, then 5 years not to be able to return in Greece. And like, super sad story again to see this misery, It's like, generally, it's a misery experience, because it's bad for your mental health, for your mentality, because I become sad inside. I'm pissed that I did Malakia, that I did bullshit. Of course I did bullshit. Like, of course I will pay the price. Everything comes back. But when you see the other people suffering and their misfortune, this is the thing that actually fucks me up. Because you see, okay, of course, there are people that are frequent there, that they say, I didn't do it, I never do it. And it's like, okay, you can see this guy is like, oh, okay. Yeah. You could buy food. Actually, there is, it's very funny, Freddo Espresso. This is this cold iced coffee that they had in jail. You could, you have all the misery in the jail, but you can have a Freddo Espresso. You cannot buy cigarettes. You cannot buy, you can buy a toast, but in the morning you can have a Freddo Espresso in the cell. This is the ultimate Greekness, I just wanted a selfie with my Freddo Espresso in jail. This is so Greek. I don't think people out of Greece will really understand how uber ridiculous this is. It's like, probably the guys who is like, hey, food, bed? No, man, you leave people without Freddo Espresso, you fucking crazy. No way, man. It's insane. This first evening was about to end. It was very bad sleep because I slept like an embryo. I was like, okay, the next day better, and hopefully the next day better. I also had a book to read, but You know, the best thing in jail is to read. I tried, but it was not possible to read because all the time somebody is speaking to you. Like you don't really have the time to stay with your thoughts and to think about, because everybody is a self mantra talking literally as he's talking to the judge. Like, yes, but I didn't do it. But what will happen if I do it? But look at me. If I do it, would I call the phone? Would I be there? This is like 4 days. I have. They're talking to you like really the mantra that they're gonna repeat in front of the judge, and everybody's speaking. And it's like, okay, 12 people. One is coming to speak. Another is coming to speak. And I couldn't stay, and you could not stay to find the peace, barely to read the book. So I flipped through some pages. I was reading, but okay, somebody else was coming to read. Somebody else is coming to read. Second day, it was more chill. Crazy people left. Many people left. They went for the court. I was to stay the whole day. So the morning party left 11 o'clock. Like most of the people, we just stay. Me, my Albanian friend, and I think two other guys. So it was very chill. Across the other cell, there was nobody. It was okay. It came later on another person with some old case. I don't know what he did. He said, yeah, it's some old, probably some kind of a fight or something like this, from what I understand from the conversation. But the person, we actually we made a corner in the. I had a bed. I took a bed with a room with the Albanian guy. We invited the newcomer and we started to speak everything. It went politics, religion. Like we spoke. Of course, it was very interesting to have a philosophical and political conversation with somebody who was apparently reading and somebody who was years, like tens of years in jail. Court day. So we were relaxed, you know, we were speaking, and maybe we were speaking a lot just to pass the time and to make ourselves comfortable and to have this time passing. And the last day, the day of the court is coming. I was nervous. We were all nervous. We were three of us. We were supposed to, me and the Albanian guy, we were about to go to court together. So, but we were walking, you know, the vibe was not talking, and we were having some kind of a jokes, but it was more tense. And we were speaking like, okay, yeah, you were thinking what I'm gonna speak, how it's gonna pass. One thing was flipping in my mind like crazy, and this was like, okay, what will happen when the judge look at me, read the papers, because it's gonna pass very fast. The thing is like happening really quick. She looks the papers. She see the photos of the full wallet of lockpick tools, and she look me into the eyes and say, "Can you explain me why do you have this?" What the fuck I say to this woman that makes fit the story that I'm an artist, that I am a photographer, and why I have this with me? I didn't have the answer, and I was like, okay, I hope I'm not gonna have this question. But in the morning, I offered food for everybody, make the round, coffee, food, and I saw across the cell there was a guy, skinny, not very well looking, young guy, very pale skin. I wouldn't say junkie, but somebody who doesn't look well. I just saw his gaze through the bars. I say good morning, and just before I offered him food, actually I heard him going to the police, not going, but just asking for the police, and I just heard part of the conversation. He was like, "Yeah, I'm starving, I am hungry, I want my freedom back." And they told him, "Yes, what do you want?" And he said, I want a strawberry milkshake. And at this point, I was listening like something normal, but this just break the pattern. I was like, strawberry milkshake, bro. Like, he serious? And he was fucking dead serious what he said. And I was like, yeah, okay. I say, okay, this person is not going well. Pass some time. And in the morning, the cleaners, they come to clean the dirty cell. They don't clean nothing, but okay, they open the door. They say, okay, go to the other cell. So everybody moves from one cell to another for them to enter to clean the cell. The moment we clean the cell, we open the other to enter to the other cell. There was this skinny young guy there, who, when we opened the cell, he said, why people are entering in my here? Why are you putting people here? I want my freedom. And I was like, okay, things are not going good. We were a lot of people entering, like, I don't know, 6 people. 7, 8, I don't know. But okay, he was intimidated of the fact that we enter inside. He was telling again, I'm hungry, and then the room smelled very bad. He didn't have shoes, and he have spent the night in this very super cold cell. Like, it was horrible. He didn't have the blanket was out, and the chair, there was 2 chairs. One chair was broken from the night before. Somebody who went crazy inside broke it. There was one chair and there was no blanket. He have spent the night in the cold. Unbelievable, really. Like, cold, of course, like if I tell you 4 degrees, 5 degrees, it doesn't sound that much, but if you have to spend the night with the not prepared clothes, usually people get arrested with the clothes that they are not for the mountain and for sleeping outdoor. So it's really a difficult experience. It's a torture. They have given him some disgusting food like chickpeas, but it looked really bad. The room smelled really bad, and the person also was not looking well as well. I was like, oh man, this boy, he's not okay. And we changed back the rooms. Then I was ordering the coffee and the food, and he came to the cell, because the cells, they were facing each other. It's like 1 meter between the bars, facing each other. I look at him and I'm like, bro, do you want, because he was speaking in English, I spoke to him in English, like, bro, do you want a sandwich? With this moment, there was only sandwich with vegan sandwich. I asked him, hey man, do you want a sandwich? Do you want water? Do you want coffee or something? He's like, no, I want a strawberry milkshake or a yogurt from strawberry. I'm like, bro, there is no such things here. This is maximum what we can do, and I'm offering you a gift. Like, we don't have a big choice. Like, I would like to offer you something to eat because to be better. He's like, no, I want a strawberry milkshake or I will starve to death. I'm like, okay. Then Pamegala, it's not going well, the thing. Some time passes. I'm in the cell, thinking, walking, and at some point I hear something happening, and I look from the bars to see what is happening, and I see a fat guy naked running, and he fall down the floor, and they're screaming like, hey, come Costa to take him. So there is some fight, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy, like, what is happening now? It doesn't pass even 1 minute. Like, they took him up. They had a little fight. Like, I'm just hearing like struggling and not really shouting. Like, I just hear the struggle when you hear the boom, boom, boom in the walls. And at some point, they come back with the guy in front of the cell where is the skinny guy in front, and the guy is naked. And they're opening the door and they're about to release the fat, naked guy in front with the young guy. And the guy's like, we will eat good. We will eat good. And I'm like, oh man. And things like really escalates from not 0, but from 25 to 100. The guy entered the room like this, like a bear. He goes, the guy's at the corner sitting on the chair like this, like a dead person. He takes him by the hand and he starts to bother him. Then the next thing, he takes his hair. He had a little bit long hair like this. He took him by the hair, and they start to fight. Like, the young guy suddenly, from being super low energy and like a zombie, he suddenly woke up and he started They start to fight. The fucking cops, they close the door and they lock them. And I start to scream. I'm like, hey guys, what the fuck are you doing? Open the door, take him out. What is this? People start to shout. It's like crazy. The police, I'm like, in front of the cell, there is like 4, 5, 6 police guys. They do nothing, man. At some point, the fight goes to the door. They open the door. They took the young guy from the cell. They lock the door and they leave the guy inside naked. I see the guy. He started to cry. He had a bit here, like broken a little bit of blood and a bit of broken. And I just see the guy, and the guy is walking like like an animal inside, and he speaks, and he starts to speak. I pull back, I go to the room, and I am like, man, what just happened? What is this here? And I start to speak with the Albanian guy, and I'm like, okay, my blood pressure went up, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. And I saw the police laughing. I'm like, Malaka, bro, they laughed. They enjoyed what they did and what they saw. Like, they let him inside to make a circus, to make a show on them. Like, they could put him in. The most easy thing is like put him the handcuffs and lock him inside. If he's naked because he's crazy, I don't even know what this person has done. I'm like, okay. First thing, like, I'm angry, I'm pissed, and at some point I'm like, wait a second. The people after this room, they come to this cell here. And I speak to the Albanian guy. I say, okay, uh, okay, I would kill him. I would destroy him. Then I'm like, wait a second. You know what we're gonna do? I start to think plans. I'm like, okay, if they put him in, okay, how I'm gonna beat him up? What I'm gonna do exactly? I'm like, okay, you take the blanket, you go on the camera, you cover the camera. He's like, no, man, this is not good. And I'm like, okay, but wait a second. Now, if we have a fight with him, like, are we missing the court? It doesn't matter if you're missing the court, for sure it matters. I don't want to miss the court, but like if they release the fucking animal inside, the lion, the bear in the cage, this fucker. First of all, I already saw him doing what he did. I look him in the eyes. I didn't speak because he's looking at me in the eyes like this, blah, blah, like really not okay. I just look him cold eyes, and I was just, and the Albanian guy was also next to me. We were looking at him, and the Albanian guy said, okay, man, come here. And I just okay, one of the Egyptian guys, he started to make push-ups, like he was warming up for the stuff, and I was just like having the movie in my head. I was like, okay, fuck, if this guy come here, we cannot have a chill time with him. He's not okay, and it has to go to war. But I was very pissed. Like what I saw, then I heard the little boy. He was not little. He was probably, it could be even my age. It could be around 30s, 35. I don't know. He was not young, but he was small. And it was really, when you see the guy, when I look at his eyes and he speaking, he didn't stop speaking. He was obsessed, man. It was crazy. And I hear the boy crying. This really makes me like I wanted to hurt the person. Things are not only fairy tale and cool stories and somebody tell you lies and this, like it can go to a fucking nightmare. Imagine this, and you have to stay 2 days with this person, and he has either this all the time or it's an episodes, or I don't know what is it. It's like things didn't calm down, but we were about to leave, so they call me. I went to the court. Long story short, there is not really much to say. Waiting time, again, there's the same misery. Little this and that we say that pass the time, and good, bad, misery again. You see the people miserable. It's disgusting, basically, experience. But the court went well. The judges were listening to the lawyer. They understood. They opened the case. They were not ignorant, and they didn't were like, okay, no. They were like, okay, they understood. They saw me. And we won. Let's say we got the pushing of the case. In any case, I will not have problems from this thing. The whole reflection of this is to think about for the future. And I feel that I need to have a decision. If it was 20 years ago, I would say, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck it. It was a bad luck. But, this bad luck, it will continue until how many years and for how long it's going to go. And what is the way out? These are questions I'm letting just dropping like this. This is the thing to understand. I try to paint you the picture to tell you that it's difficult. I can play, we play tough. We play... the strong man actually don't do bullshit, doesn't put his loved ones into bullshit. He actually take care of them. He provides, he protects. I would like to finish not with a personal conclusion, but with a question to myself. We leave it open, and I would like to leave you to reflect also on this. And this is the question is the why I'm still doing this. It's a, how you say, rhetorical question, but just now that I was talking about the whole story, this artwork or this punchline that I painted long time ago, or these questions that I asked to myself long time ago, it came back again. Why I am still doing this? There are, of course, a lot of positive things, and there is a reason why I'm doing it. We're not here to cry. We are not here to denounce and to spit on the things we have done. But in order to take responsibility and accountability, we should be able to recognize our mistakes and identify them and work on them. I should. I want to. I would like to. And I would like to have a positive outcome of this talk. I would like to have positive outcome of this story. You know, everything is a lesson. Everything is for good, happens for good. This is what I truly believe, that things happen for the good in our life, even if they are very difficult. Thank you very much for listening this far. I will close. Never let disaster goes without the opportunity to take an opportunity to make a little advertising. I have this sticker pack. It's a lovely collection of 11 stickers. You can have it. I have included recent artworks that I have painted, some that I like. I have included some design from Rapel. They're in different colors. This one is very good quality, and they are for both indoor and outdoor. And to be honest, I have created them with the idea for indoor. Like I would like, or I imagine people to put them on their phones, on their laptops, on different items, and to see them and to keep them. But of course, if you want to put them on the street, or you can put them, of course, on your skateboard or whatever you want, they can last. I'm very happy with them. Go, if you want to support this podcast, my work, there is a pathway of supporting. You know the grifters, probably. You can buy books from different artists. You can buy merch. I'm painting, I'm drawing artworks, original canvases, and they are for the most exclusive collectors that they can afford such an originals. Otherwise, more affordable stuff, like I have the clothing that drops, I have the sticker pack right now. That could be a cool way to support the podcast, which is happening still for free, and it takes a lot of work, and any support and any purchase that you do from my businesses and my work, of course, it will help this thing to go forward and to go further. Show some love, show some cash. Show some love or show some cash, or both. Join the Telegram group chat, where is the forum where I would like everybody to hang around and talk and discuss the episode. Right now, in the description, after you finish the podcast, click the link, join there, and send a message. Don't be shy. Say what you think, what you like, what you don't like, and tell me, what do you want to hear more, less, or next. I'm putting Telegram in priority. There I will publish things that I cannot publish on Instagram. There I have been suspended twice in November from Instagram. I don't like this platform anymore. They don't like me. We know that why we don't like each other. It's obvious. TikTok doesn't like me either, but follow me on my new TikTok profile. Hey, all the links are in the description. But go to the Telegram channel of Good Guy Boris and go to the group chat of Kind Regrets. I thank you so much for your time, and I see you in about 2 weeks. This will be next year. I see you in about New Year. Ho, ho, ho. I don't have a voice. Thank you, guys.